Okay, I think I fixed it. I'm sorry about the thing, but I think I fixed it. Hang on. Did I fix it? But I think I fixed it. Hang on. Audio works. Okay. Okay. Yep, this is why you always check. And it's also picking up the game. This is beautiful. I love it. Things are working. Okay. Do I want that? Yeah, I want that screen. Okay, yeah. Okay. So, I haven't played Satisfactory since the last time we streamed, so I haven't really done much of anything at all because I haven't played it. We were working on getting the parts to build the particle accelerators that are going to finish our nuclear power. So I'm really excited for that because then we can do the nuclear power stuff, and I can be very, very happy. And also that frees up like all of the oil that we've been turning into turbo fuel for our generators and cycling back into plastic and rubber and everything else, and we can now use that for stuff. But first we gotta really get there. And I forget if we wired up all of the machines. Right, we were waiting on the blenders to make some stuff. And then this has cooling systems. We don't need cooling systems for that. We need supercomputers. Okay, so we need to get high-speed connectors and plastic over here. Where did I leave those? And I would also need to get turbo motors done. High-speed connectors. Are those? Yep. Okay. Hang on. Got an idea. That's that very, very obvious. Jesus. Actually being able to see the parts zipping by is very, very different from, you know, casually watching machines fill up. I want... I've got dummy lines for Sam. Do we get AI limiters and... Got AI. We did not get the other thing. But these are high-speed connectors. Okay. So high-speed connectors are the next thing that we have to get over here. And then crystal oscillators are the thing after that. Yeah, that's glorious. Okay. Yeah, that. We need to get that. And I'm just going to you. That looks like it lines up properly. So we'll change that. That's straight. I want to do that through there. I had partially like planned out some of this, so question then becomes once we get there, how do you zip it around? Because that's getting into an ever-growing mess of cables. I could put a thing there. I need just the regular thing. Production. Which spot? And I'd probably want to bring it around over here so that I can put it up on this one. Actually, either one would kind of work. The inner one probably worked better. Drop down. Oh, that's... Move that back a little bit, and then you get this, and do that, and that. that.
Charging battery.
Yeah, that's just my my headphones. Don't need to go nearly that low. Probably get away with that. And then take this. That. Oh, this is lovely. I mean, it's an absolute disaster, but I mean, it works, which makes it lovely. This. There's that. Fucker. Remember, we have all the recipes we need to make production work. We just need to make the machines and to get the materials there. Yep. Definitely going to the right one. There. I would want it to be there, I think. Pretty straight. power augmenter rumbling overhead. And we need more iron plates. And we should have hundreds. Meant to put them in there. Can we fit any more quickfire? Oh, these things. No. These things? No. These things. God damn it. Okay. The hills are alive with the sound of manufacturing. I actually want to do it like that because that clears and everything should be fine. Just go back here real quick. I am going to do is over here. How do I can't really unify that because you got all the belts weaving out and around. Center output is overflow, left output any. Okay, how do I want to weave that? Through here. Well, I kind of want to get it back to the left side. So what do I do? Instead of left, we do none, and then put right as any. Put that. But instead of doing a single on this side, we do a double. that over to there. That. Artificially create another run. This. Leave that. We are just in time for those to be reaching here. Do want that. Yes. Go. Gets a little bit tricky. Okay, now that we got that, the other thing. There. Did I make that go in the wrong way? You know, it ain't the worst. That's the button that I wanted. My fingers were off by one. Well, I can make it work. I just need to get this to cooperate a little bit. Just like that. So now all we need to bring over here should just be the plastic. None of those are plastic. Where have I hidden plastic? Plastic, 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 plastic. And that gets folded off. So, any with overflow, any with overflow. Got an idea. It's a little bit crazy, but I've got an idea. We're going to wire plastic along the same line as this, but where would it work? I'd have to cut it around here. Which is not terribly doable. I mean, I probably could, but the work it'd take. I delete that. I could. Here's a question. How many do we actually need? Because I didn't check how much plastic we need. Because we have kind of plenty of plastic. We don't have a whole lot of the circuit boards. So like 150, so it should be a tier 3 belt. that's going the wrong way. Why is that going the wrong way? What the hell did I do? Fixed it. Over here, I probably wasn't thinking of bringing it that far back. So, 5. I'll make a smart center with center being overflow, right being any. Yes. Yeah, now what the fuck do I need for turbo motors? Because that's like the last thing holding us up. We can get the fused frames, we're making the supercomputers, now I just need the turbo motors. Nope. Grab those. Grab these, and that is all of those parts. Magnetic field. Control rods. Those are going to be really necessary. Okay, so cooling, ACU, motor, rubber. Not a particularly fun combination, but it definitely helps with why I got the cooling systems up and running. Because now that we got these, we can pipe them directly into a minute, so yeah, we can just use level 1 belt. But I didn't actually finish wiring all the plastic. I got it most of the way. Finish it, we actually need to wire it in, and I didn't do that. Little preemptive celebration. Okay, so we get that and that and that. the shit was I planning on doing with the plastic? It goes there, it hits this, comes down. Then what? Then what? Because that's not gonna fly. I don't want to weave it through this tangle. How far? Oh yeah, that falls quite short. You know what I might be able to pull off? The thing is right here, so I can just run that. Oh, it's just short. Are you kidding me? Change of plans. That shit, do that shit. Grab that. Hook it to there. Yeah. Oh, hello, Maori. Sorry if I didn't see your message right away. I've been computing the logistics. We're working on getting the parts for our particle accelerators. I forgot to wire all the plastic into the machines making the supercomputers, so we're getting that done now, and then we're going to be hitting the turbo motors. Instead of making that like even wider, why don't I throw that, that. I'm fine with that being 4. This this. This. And then by the time that hits over there, that's already going at a level 1, so that'll be fine. Two. And then I just need some regular ass conveyor splitters. Hang on. Sorry, I had to exchange some words with a person. Okay, so this should always set up. Where would one of the machines? Aha! Here we are. I'm going to have those route backwards because there's plenty of available space. And also, like, we're going to be doing a bunch of stuff over here anyways. That's going to go that way. That's going to go that way. Make these like a little 3-belt. Goes a little bit further than I thought. Okay. Shit. That's actually a problem, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it yoinks over there. So we've got our heat vents going in. Or our cooling systems. That's what I meant. Motors are another thing that should be relatively easy to wire in, because I'm pretty sure they're already coming over here. Problem being, we are not producing nearly enough of them for the amount of stuff we're trying to vent them to. So that's a problem. Yeah, see right here we got motors. I'm going to use a simple splitter. Actually, I'm not even going to use a different splitter. I'm just going to use this one. One, two, three, four, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, too far. I like things to be very specific. That. So these don't need many motors. They don't need much rubber. The issue is... We're fine. Dumb of me. Motors. Need to go and find rubber now. Rubber should be another one that's not too difficult. I don't know if we actually brought it over that way. I don't think we did. But the rubber should be like right next to the plastic. Ah, right there. I really want to fire up the nuclear power plants, but we need the final 160 parts. If I try to put it here, it's going to say the thing's too steep. And maybe I'll lift it up a little bit. Just leave that. Here. Here. Can't even really swing it down the middle anymore. Left is going to be any, center is going to be overflow. Okay. And then when it gets over here, I need a way to get it down and through. Is there a way I can... That would be pretty devious if I can pull it off. I just don't know if I can. So, what I'm thinking of is I want to try and hook it into this region, because you got all this like open space between these belts. I just don't know if it's going to fit there without clipping through a million different things. That ain't bad. And there's an opening right here. And it's just wide enough. Okay, so if I do that. Nope, didn't want to do that quite like that. That. Can't really... Yeah, I'd have to kind of do it. Yeah, that'll be fine. That looks pretty good. Now, none of this is really the way I wanted it to be. I was hoping with the way I'd set things up that it was going to be a lot neater. Things have very not gone according to plan. But, hey, you know, you live, you learn. That. This. We're getting there. We're getting there. Does work. And I can use that. Leapfrog over here. frog over here. That's only on the second. Shit. Okay, so there's just one more thing I need for the supercomputers. What the hell is it? Radio control units. Fuck. Yep. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Three of these. don't think I made these at the right altitude. So, combine those. That's all simple enough. Cooling systems. Did we not hook up something for the rubber? Used 27, 31. I think that's just enough. Yep, we have just enough supercomputers. I don't think we hooked these together. Our power usage is creeping up. Heat sinks, high speed, and quartz crystal. Actually, we've got most of that pretty close. I mean, high speed connectors we can kind of pull a little bit off, I think. But heat sinks. Are over here. And I did wire them somewhere. Yeah, and just like the other one, that quite like that. I want okay, so there's nothing back here currently. We can't really pull them off from there because we got that in the way. I think I will do it like that so that we can get closer, and then I'll pull them out of the way over here somewhere. And there's your heat sink. Or your, I think it is heat sinks, right? Yeah, probably. Foundations, this. So, heat sinks and high speed. Nope, not there. There. This thing. Grab that. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but like it does get to where we need it to go. And then I also need to rip off high-speed connectors. Over here. This is one of those things that's gonna get like real aggravating. Can't even do that because I need it to be on the second level. No, I can do that because that's That's second level. There. Okay. And then that's going to start taking your circuit boards, or rather your high-speed connectors. You got the heat things. That. Okay, now we just need quartz crystal to get in. We have almost automated turbo motors. It's not going to at all be efficient, but they are going to be getting done. Why that's Zoop mode. So that over, that over. Everything just kind of lines up with this spot, so I'm going to put our ceiling over there. I don't know if that's going to be close enough to reach. We're going to figure out. It is close enough to reach. Amen. Don't have to pull any fancy weaving bullshit. And that's there, so I want my everything to come out of here. Hello, Duder. Okay, so if I have everything wired in, I should be able to get turbo motors relatively soon. Need this thing, that in place, that in place. Once I get turbo motors, I can then go and make particle accelerators and all the other stuff that I'm missing at our nuclear power plant. And we might be able to get nuclear power. I don't know if it's going to get running today, but we can finish off all of the preparations to get it running today. That'll be... that, wire it over to there. Take this here, this here. I need splitter, splitter, thing. Should be, yeah. Okay. So then the RCUs go from there. They get poured into here. I mean, it's going to take quite a while for us to make RCUs because other things are getting made with the circuit board stuff, the high-speed connectors. Oh. God damn. This is awesome. We got just about everything done and wired. I just need to grab like an extra couple things for the sake of filling off inventory space. Concrete. I want... What was I just thinking that I could use? Grab a couple of these. A couple of those. A stack of this. Them. Rocket fuel plants. Yeah. I haven't gotten rocket fuel yet. I think that's the one in the MAM. So I haven't researched rocket fuel yet, but I've got the other thing, I think. I don't know, I stream after work, so my brain's kind of just slightly fried at the moment. Dimensional pocket. While I'm waiting, how about I get the parts for aeronautical? Motors are going to be on the other end. Should be somewhere around here. That was a couple cases off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I need 1 stack of aluminum sheets and one or two stacks of the alclad casing. I can totally remember which things I'm talking about. It's fine. Top that off. 200. I'm going to grab that. Alright. Take a trip over the MAM. Or not the MAM, the hub. Do this, do that, do that, do that. And now we're just missing the radio control units, which we need for turbo motors, but I've got one that's not going to be producing for turbo motors, which is fine, because that gives me space to make a thing. We've already got 4. Okay, 6. But yeah, it's gonna take a while. Because these do kick on, it just... My factory, the part of it that's organized, which is most of that, and then all that stuff. There's stuff back there. That's all optimized 1-to-1 to get everything needed to complete phase 3 of the space elevator in 90 minutes. Everything after phase 3, which is the alclad stuff and all the blenders and everything that I'm hovering over, none of that is optimized. Because if I wanted to optimize all this, I would have to revamp how much motors I'm making. I'd have to revamp how many high-speed connectors I'm making. There's a lot of parts I need to revamp, and that's a lot of logistics, and it took over 100 hours to wire up everything to just get functioning in the first place. So, my base is awesome, but it kills me a little bit. Okay, so production. Assemblers. Particle accelerators do require turbo motors. blenders, we should be fine. Resource well. Eh. Right, so it's each one cycles. Ugh. Now it's just a matter of waiting. Waiting for parts, waiting for everything else. Let's zip along to our nuclear station and we'll see if there's any wiring we can do. Because I think it's going to take longer for us to make some of those turbo motors than I think it will. I might have to leave Satisfactory running when I go run errands this evening. Try and disable our hover pack there so it's not constantly trying to run. Or I thought I did. This is what the swamp looks like from a mile up. Bauxite flying into the base. I will also have to head out relatively soon because I have to move my vehicle so that the apartment I'm living in plow out all the snow that we got. I'm up here living in New England, so we just got dumped close to 2 feet of snow in the past couple days. What's 2 feet end up being? Like half a meter? Bunch of different little platforms and stuff for bauxite and other materials. We really should go harvesting more Mercer spheres at some point. Get some more alien tech research done. Another Mercer sphere down there. Alright, here's our nuclear facility. Or at least this is what will be our nuclear facility. Once everything is finished. So this takes uranium, combines it with silica and sulfur and quickwire. So this train is going to be the one to get all of our uranium. And this is the I didn't know there was a thing. I'll do that. And I'm still going to have it wired basically the same. I want to have stuff flowing underneath. I am going to need to find some quick wire. I'm going to want to get a few other things. Is this going to be the fertile uranium? Or is that going to be something else? Might have to check the Uranium fuel rod. This is making sulfuric acid. EM control rods. I don't know if I want to make those here or have those imported. Yeah, I think this is supposed to be fertile uranium. And then it needs something to do with the water. Something that is not dependent upon anything else. I'm going to put that and that and that, because these also need to be okay, so 75-ish total uranium. So yeah, these that uses very little uranium. Power constantly. I think I'm gonna weave this on the inside. Because the thing is, right? which power plant type uses... I mean... Hold on a second. I just want to clear this before I lose my mind. Okay, so here's the thing, right? This train winds down the hill, and there's where it says Chernobyl in the distance. There's a uranium deposit under those mountains. That's where I'm going to be getting uranium, and this train with 4 engines and 4 cargo racks is designed to bring all the uranium up here. The way I've got this organized, and because I've got certain alternative blueprints, actually I've got quite a lot of alternative blueprints, the uranium gets turned into cells. The cells get turned into fuel rods. These fuel rods are going to go into the nuclear power plant, and those are going to generate nuclear waste. You cannot put nuclear waste into an awesome sink, which is a problem because this whole place is going to be glowing green like well, the inside of a nuclear reactor, because uranium is a bit of an issue, which is why I'm not building this area at my main base, because I value being able to traverse my stuff, and this place is going to be a death zone. But yeah, the nuclear waste is going to come out of there. It's going to go into here, where it's going to combine with more uranium to make non-fissile uranium. That non-fissile uranium is going to go into a particle accelerator. Particle accelerator is going to help... Is it going to go straight into a particle accelerator, or is there another step? I feel like there's another step. Either way, it's going to get turned into plutonium fuel rods, which are another fuel type that could, if I wanted to, go into a nuclear reactor. But they're not going to go into a nuclear reactor because fuel rods can get put into a fuel rods can get put into an awesome sink. So, what this means is that my reactors are going to power my entire base, because 15 of them... hang on. This is hooked up to my main grid. My main grid has a power production of about 20,000 megawatts? Yeah, about 20,000 megawatts. If I go over here, you can probably see how much power a nuclear reactor can produce. One nuclear reactor produces 2,500. So 10 of them would be 25,000. I have about 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 15. So that's 37,500, give or take, which is going to dwarf all of my current production. And this whole area is going to be self-sustaining. So if I can make this whole area self-sustaining, I can disconnect my base, reconfigure everything eventually to be pretty much one-to-one efficient, and I will never have to unplug this. I will have to expand it because my base is massive and it doesn't even take into account end stage production. Nope, not that. I wanted to do this. And end stage production uses a lot of particle accelerators. There's even more machines that I have yet to unlock, but these things eat power like nobody's business, so I am going to need way more than just 15. It's not going to be clean of radiation, even if you discount the raw uranium, because the fuel rods themselves are radioactive, I believe. I don't think you can safely pick up a fuel rod. I think just about everything in the uranium line is toxic to the touch. I could be wrong about that. This is the first playthrough where I'm experimenting with nuclear tech, and it's more out of necessity than desire. Because you might think this is complex, and it is. Problem being, the other alternative would be making a bunch of fuel generators. Fuel generators are not nearly as efficient as a single nuclear power plant. In fact, because you have to pump oil everywhere, and oil and water, and you have to get the fuel around, you're using a lot of pumps and a lot of water generator things. These things, water extractors. And 20 megawatts doesn't seem like a lot. Until you make about 300 of these. Because generating a lot of turbo fuel, or alternatively a lot of rocket fuel, you're gonna be using a lot of oil and water, and that is... yeah, it adds up. This is actually going to be relatively straightforward in terms of power production. So, this is going to be a whole thing. $650 in a vertical tower. Who hurt you? My God. Like, points for ambition, but who hurt you? I mean, once you get up to rocket fuel, that's a gas, so you don't need the pumps, but I mean... God. That's a lot. Yeah, that's the other thing. When you're using fuel, as power, you need a lot of generators. And what is it? One fuel generator only does 250. One nuclear power plant takes the place of 10 of these. And in order to make all the stuff for this, you need all the accompanying refineries and assemblers and constructors and packagers and everything to get the alternative blueprints, which are more efficient. Nuclear power is just going to save a lot of time and space for my factory. Did I put splitters? That was supposed to be a merger. God dang it. You know what? I don't care. I think we'll all 5. And then make a bunch of level 1s. I'm actually going to... I don't think I'm going to need any more raw uranium, but I'm going to have that branch off just in case. Need that, and I don't want to have to eliminate that at some point and then hold on to actual uranium. Nitric acid, sulfuric acid, uranium waste. All these are going to be producing uranium waste. How am I going to collect all the uranium waste? Not only do I want to collect it, almost did a bad thing because I need power in my jetpack. Over 1, 2, 2.5, 1, 2, okay, that's gonna have to go over like 3 full things. That's fine. Okay, now I've got space to work with. But God, how do I want to manage? No, I have to figure out the water situation first. If I don't figure out the water situation, the conveyor belts are going to end up getting in the way. Because I'm pretty sure these are also going to eat water as well as... Yeah, they have to eat water. Was there... Yeah. That's part of the reason why I built here, because I noticed that there was a thing. There's actually the second one. Okay, so here... Production... Do I have the materials? Resourceful. Buddy, I don't have time for you. I don't have a whole lot of those. I've got 30 of these things. Eat it. Pretty sure you need 3. He went boom. Okay. This on an active no. Fuck off. Fix it. Oh God. That wire. Boom, baby. So I want, if I face the east, ooh, wait, I can just look at this. In this well, pumps out 420 a minute. How much does a single nuclear reactor take in a minute? Does it take 50? Oh, sweet merciful Christ. Consumption 240 cubic meters of water per minute. Okay. That's gonna eat into things. That's going to eat into things quite a bit. So 2.5 times, that's 840. $10.50. This one well can't even power 5 of our nuclear power plants. The only good news is there is water around here. Getting it here is, well, I do also have that lake. So I'll probably end up filling that lake with water pumps and bringing stuff over. It is going to be such an endeavor. I'm going to just 36. That actually comes out really nicely to 30 of these. And I'm just going to leave that there because I'm pretty sure some of the alternate recipes that I'm using are going to need water. And I know we're going to have water runoff, but I'm going to just use that to make pure ingots of something so that we can awesome sink it. And for the moment, I want to get back to base and see what our turbo motor production looks like. Because we've been gone for a minute. And I have to sign off really soon, so this is going to be the last thing we check out. Casually hang gliding across the map. I got tired of the buzz. The zipline stuff is great, but the constant electric buzz, it does get a bit annoying. Catch myself just a little bit there. The faster the belt, the faster you jump. Because speed is relative. So we're looking for those machines. Okay, so we got 23 turbo motors and another 11. So we are just under halfway to our turbo motor requirement. Nope, don't know any room for that. Where'd the turbo motors hide in here? There they are. Alright. I have to head out and take care of some stuff. Babylon. Stream. 55. 274-ish hours in. Alright. So, here's the thing for the schedule. Things are going to get a bit insane. This week on Thursday at 8 a.m. we're going to have a normal stream. I'll probably be doing that new Quarantine Zone game, because I have kind of poked it a little bit and it does seem kind of fun, and that might just be a thing that we do on Thursday. Next week is a problem, because next week I'm getting my wisdom teeth out, which means there's not going to be a stream on Tuesday morning. There may or may not be one Tuesday evening into Wednesday morning. A, it depends how I feel. B, it depends how much sleep I get. I am, however, planning on there being a stream Thursday morning as per usual. I might not do a whole lot of talking during that stream, because I'm still going to feel like I got punched in the face by Mike Tyson or like The Rock or something. But yeah, Thursday there should be a stream. It's probably going to be very little talking. What can we do that's very little talking? Could do some Witcher. Don't really want to do Tarkov. Could do Baldur's Gate. There's a couple options. I could also do Chaos Gate Demon Hunters. I haven't played that in a while. I don't really want to start the Horizon series again, at least not yet, because we still have yeah, the diet afterwards, yeah. I'm hoping it's not too bad. But it's one of the things I have a lot of anxiety about right now. We got options for next week. Most of the streams next week are probably going to be toward the end of the week, in the Thursday, Friday, Saturday range. I am going to have like a week off just to get myself back into sorts. So up until from Thursday to Sunday. Thursday morning I'm definitely planning on streaming. I don't know about Friday, but I might try to do something on Saturday and Sunday. And then it should be Tuesday the 10th and Thursday the 12th. I think that's the next week after that. Yeah. Those 2 days I should be streaming as per normal at 8 a.m. give or take. I always try to say 8 a.m. Sometimes it ends up being 8:15, sometimes 8:30, but that's... We'll probably get back into some Witcher 3 the week of the 10th. So, take care, everyone. I'm going to head out. I'm going to take care of some stuff. I'm probably going to leave Satisfactory running today so that we can get those turbo motors and let production kind of even out on a few things. And yeah, we'll get back to some, or we'll start some quarantine zone on Thursday. Take care, stay safe, have a good one, and yeah, just be cautious out there because the weather's a bitch. Ciao.